Are you Matthew Aldridge?
I'm the attorney of fact for Matthew Aldridge.
You were what?
The attorney of fact.
Attorney what?
Of fact.
Attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
You know, his authorization to do legal representation.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply an attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney? What is your name? What is your name?
All right, today's court hearing is straight up chaos. We've got Matthew Aldridge, or at least that's the name on the paperwork. But the guy standing at the podium is doing the whole I don't have a name routine. He's calling himself the attorney of fact, which, let's be clear, isn't even a real legal title. This is classic sovereign citizen nonsense, where they claim the court has no authority over them. But here's the truth. Courts have jurisdiction over anyone within their reach, no matter how much legal fantasy you want to spit. The judge isn't buying a second of it and delivers one of the most epic shutdowns I've ever seen. By the end of it, the judge completely outsmarts this guy, and it is glorious to watch. Let's dive right in and see how badly this falls apart.
My name?
Yes, sir.
I don't have.
You don't have a name? Pardon?
Name, I'm the attorney of fact for the respondent mayor.
Well, let me explain to you. Only an attorney at law can stand in court and represent a criminal defendant. And to do so otherwise violates the criminal law statutes of the state of Tennessee and could land someone who attempts to represent themselves as an attorney at law in serious trouble. I understand what you're saying. I understand you're saying an attorney in fact. And what I want you to understand is that if you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called a power of attorney?
No, I do not this time.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge in this court. You have no legal authority, nor do you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge.
Why don't we court just let me file this document?
Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me. Apparently there's a copy here.
So get this, the guy is claiming to be an attorney of fact, and to prove it, he hands the judge a single piece of paper quoting some completely made-up law. You didn't see it on camera because it was a slow moment, but trust MIT was absurd. Real attorneys are licensed by the state, bound by strict legal procedures, and don't show up with some DIY fantasy document pretending to have legal power. But that's exactly what these sovereign citizen types do. They show up, act like the law doesn't apply to them, and argue jurisdiction like it's some magic shield. Spoiler, it's not. Courts operate on actual law, not internet myths or pseudo-legal babble. And this judge is having none of it. He shuts the nonsense down fast, because frankly, it doesn't belong in a real courtroom. Honestly, is this sovereign citizen nonsense actually getting more common? Or am I just cursed to keep running into these delusional clowns? Let me know in the comments.
All right. Well, I find that Matthew Neal Aldridge has failed to appear personally in this court for the plea day on his case, which is set for trial tomorrow. And as a result, you have no standing, sir, under what I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation. And I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew Neal Aldridge. If you are, in fact, Matthew Neal Aldridge, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense, because what you're attempting to do has no legal effect. You cannot challenge the criminal law or the jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court. This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of Tennessee and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the state of Tennessee. And that is what I'm going to do regarding Matthew Lynn Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge is set for today to appear in court personally on what we call our last plea day before his trial date tomorrow.
Is that an article 3 trial?
To what?
Will that be an article 3 trial? A trial by jury with jury?
It would be a trial by jury, certainly it would be. But I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Lynn Aldridge to appear before this court. And you're wasting valuable time to all of these other citizens who are here today. So when I'm talking, you stop talking. No, you will when I'm finished talking. You are wasting the court's time by doing this, and I'm just simply instructing you that if you are in fact Matthew Lynn Aldridge, then this is your last day to settle your case. The trial date is set for tomorrow, and unfortunately, it will not go forward because of the fact that I have a conflict and I have to be in Stewart County on a civil matter. So we're going to assign a new trial date for Matthew Lynn Aldridge. All right. To Matthew Aldridge and the individual standing before me whose name must not be uttered.
This judge is handling the courtroom chaos like an absolute pro-com, composed and shutting this lunatic down at every turn. The moment this guy tried pushing his attorney-of-fact nonsense, the judge dismantled it piece by piece without breaking a sweat. You can tell he's either dealt with this sovereign citizen circus before, or he took this one a bit personally, especially when the guy started quoting his imaginary laws like they held any weight. And honestly, the part where the judge told him he can't utter his name, that was unintentionally hilarious. Most judges keep a stoic poker face, but this one wasn't afraid to show just a flicker of sarcasm, and it hit perfectly. From the start, it was clear the judge wasn't going to let this courtroom be hijacked by delusion. And if there's one takeaway here, it's this: these sovereign citizen stunts are ridiculous, pointless, and always end the same way, getting steamrolled by real law.
Trial date for Mr. Aldridge. Whatever this document is that you have filed is in fact invalid because it does not cite any valid criminal statute, and therefore I'm denying whatever that might be in the way of a motion. The trial date will be July 15th. The last day for Mr. Aldridge to enter a plea or go to trial will be July the 8th. July the 8th. Now, we're going to give you a card. If you are in fact Matthew Aldridge and you're just playing games with the court regarding this nonsense that you filed, then you may get this card and you may go on about your business. If you are not Matthew Aldridge, then I would suggest to you, you relay to Mr. Aldridge that he must appear on July the 8th, or a bond revocation will take place, and his case will be will take place with him in jail, incarcerated on the 15th. That's the judgment of the court. You need to take your piece of paper and go.
Sovereign citizens are truly in a league of their own people who somehow believe they can just opt out of the legal system by refusing to recognize the government's authority. They rant about common law and the UCC, completely misunderstanding how any of it actually works. Just to be clear, courts operate under federal, state, and local laws that have existed for centuries and are backed by the Constitution. There's no magical loophole that lets you declare yourself above the law. Yet these folks show up in court, wasting everyone's time with bizarre arguments that go nowhere except straight to a criminal record. Legally, their entire defense collapses the moment jurisdiction comes into play. Courts have jurisdiction over anyone within their area, no matter what fantasy you claim. These legal stunts might sound clever in echo chambers online, but judges aren't impressed. They've seen it all before and don't entertain it for a second. And for anyone thinking this strategy will help them dodge taxes or beat a speeding ticket, think again. It not only fails, it can lead to harsher penalties for wasting the court's time. Honestly, I don't know if these people think they're gaming the system or if it's just some weird rebellion fantasy, but either way, it's pathetic. They're not beating the system, they're just embarrassing themselves. That wraps up today's breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like and subscribe, and let me know what you think about sovereign citizens in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and take care.